Hello everyone, I'm Akash Srivastav, your law mentor, and today I'm here with a very interesting topic for our Strategize with Get.Set.Law session. In today's session, we are going to discuss how to solve one LA passage in 6 minutes. So students, without wasting time, let's start the discussion. So first of all, why are we talking about one passage? So all the aspirants who are going to attempt CLAT 2024 or attempting mock test, they must be wondering why exactly we are not talking about solving whole paper within time or whole LA section within time. Why exactly we are going to discuss solving one passage at a time? So students, it is very important to understand that if we focus on one passage at a time, it will be very helpful. So if we are able to solve one passage within 6 minutes, eventually we will be able to solve LA section within 30-35 minutes and eventually whole paper within time. So the second important point that everyone should understand is that if we are focusing on one passage at a time, it will create less pressure on us. So we will be able to solve that particular passage without any pressure because whole concentration of ours are focused on that particular passage itself. So full concentration will be on one passage and then we will be able to solve that passage with less pressure. And if we are able to achieve this goal of solving that passage within 6 minutes, eventually we will be able to solve the whole LA section within 30 to 35 minutes. If we talk about solving or reading one LA passage and solving 4 to 5 questions based on that passage, different approaches may be working for different students. So we will be discussing few of the important approaches. The first one is PQP approach, that is solving, first of all, reading the passage, then reading the questions, and then again reading the passage. In this approach, there can be two options. Either you read the passage in depth and then read the questions in depth and then superficially go to the passage and find out the answer. The second approach can be skimming through the passage initially, then reading the question and then again going to the passage and reading in detail. So it may work for you, it may not work for you. The second approach can be QPQ approach. In this, you will read the question first, then read the passage in depth and then again read the question to find out the correct answer. And the third approach will be reading the passage in very detailed manner and then reading the questions for solving it. So when we talk about solving the LA passage in 6 minutes, first of all, what you need to do, you need to divide your time. So for passage, you can devote. So if you are applying the third approach, that you will be reading the passage in very detailed manner and then will be reading questions. So what you need to do, you need to divide your time. Out of 6 minutes, you need to devote 2 minutes for passage and then less than 1 minute for each and every question. Through that, you will be able to achieve your goal of reading the passage within 6 minutes. So now let's discuss most important pointers to take care of. First of all is that underline most important terms. So when we talk about reading the LA passage, if you are devoting 2 minutes for reading it, so what you need to do, you don't have bandwidth to come back to passage after reading questions to see what are the important terms. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to underline most important terms. So all the laws, all the important judgments, what exactly they are trying to say. If there's any contradictory statement, you need to underline that. So you need to underline each and every important thing that you found out while reading a passage. This is one of the most important thing that you should start applying while solving mocks. The second important point is focus on connecting words. So there will be n number of connecting words that will help you to understand the whole passage. Okay. So just underline the connecting words so that you are having a grip over whole passage, because there may be 4 to 5 paragraphs given in the passage. If you know the connecting words, if you know what statement is coming next and what exactly they are trying to convey in that statement, focus on the connecting word. Third important point is special focus on not and cannot. This is one of the most important problem that students face while they are solving LA passage, or for that matter any passage. They just skip not or cannot words, and then if they are solving the question, they will just answer or take the opposite word. Okay, so you need to focus on these words very specifically, not and cannot. Fourth and most important point while you are reading LA passage is understanding the hierarchy of laws. So if you are reading LA passage, over there you will be able to find, say, important sections. There will be, say, objective of the whole act. There will be committees and commissions ka report. There will be international conventions or treaties. There will be opinions also. There will be some customs also given over there. So there will be landmark judgments also. So you will find n types of laws given in that passage. So for solving the question, you will have to understand for which to which law you will have to give preference, or you will have to keep that law in the top list. Okay, so there will be acts also, there will be landmark judgments also, there will be committees and commissions ka report also. So you need to have a view that each and every law is important, but when we talk about hierarchy while solving questions, you need to maintain that. And the last important point is overall summary. While reading LA passage, even if you just focus on one line at a time, you need to do so. You have to underline important pointers. You will have to focus on connecting words also. You need to understand the hierarchy of laws given in that passage also. But at the end, you also need to understand what exactly the author is trying to communicate. What exactly is the summary of the whole law. If you don't understand the summary, you will get confused again and again while solving the question. So focus on liners also, important pointers also, focus on connecting words also, focus on hierarchy of laws also. But after reading the whole passage, you need to understand what exactly the author was trying to communicate. So these are the few of the pointers that you need to keep in your mind while reading LA passage. Okay, once you have done reading the LA passage, then you can focus on question and you will be able to solve all the questions in a very quick manner. Okay, so in this session, what exactly we discussed, guys? So we discussed that first of all, you need to divide your time for reading passage and for reading questions. Once you have done so, then you will have to experiment through mock tests which approach is working for you. They may be, first of all, you may be reading passage, then solving question, reading the question, and then again coming back to the passage. They may be, you first of all, you will be reading questions, then passage, then questions. Or if you have practiced enough, then you just need to read the passage once and then just jump to the questions for solving it. After doing so, you need to focus on the time limit. So if you have divided time out of 6 minutes, you are going to devote 2 minutes for passage. You need to stick to that. And everything that we are discussing over here, you will have to experiment in mock tests, because few approach may be working for one student and not for the other student. So you will have to find it for yourself. And when we talk about the pointers, you need to keep these pointers in mind. So underline most important term, focus on connecting words, special focus on not and cannot, understanding the hierarchy of laws, and overall summary. So this is all from my end, guys. So I hope you got to know how exactly you need to approach LA passage and how exactly you need to focus on solving that passage within 6 minutes. And at least you can try, you can practice in the mock test. So eventually you will be able to do so in the actual exam on 3rd of December 2023. Thank you and best of luck.